What is the threshold for an artist or band to start looking for a manager or someone to take care of touring or even to try to get signed with a label?
Yeah. So what I think about this is that this comes back to kind of niche marketing in your community. So there's communities in every region, you know, that you can tie in with, you know, wherever you're living. You know, there are bands that are at different levels, and I think it's really important to be working with other bands, to be in contact with other bands, seeing what's working for other bands, trying to implement that into your own strategy, you know. So in terms of finding a label, finding a manager, that stuff tends to come to you if you're doing it right, you know. This is something we didn't mention, but it's hugely important. In some cases, you know, the music just isn't there, you know, or, you know, if you are continuing to play, you're not seeing your community grow, things just aren't happening, maybe there's a problem with, you know, maybe you have to work harder on your music, maybe you have to go to the woodshed, you know, maybe you have to be doing more open mics. I mean, I'm speaking at the very beginning stages,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You got to get your music, you know, there's so much out there, you know. That's one thing with all of the tools that are available. It allows people that might not have the talent to get, you know, they're in with this massive marketing thing, you know, so people that maybe the music isn't great, I don't want to say they're cluttering it up, you know, but you have to be sure that your music is fantastic and connecting with people first, you know. Once that's happening, once you're seeing things grow, right, and you're working within your community and you're talking to other bands, you're talking to other business people around, it kind of emerges, it will pop up. There will be people that come to you that are interested in you. So I worked at a label, that's what we would do, you know, so we would look at trends and opportunities. You know what a label wants? A label wants a band that is self-sufficient. So I interviewed Stefan Massardi's the bass player for Dave Matthews. I'm like, how did it happen with you? Like, you know, here we are backstage at this massive venue in Boston called Great Woods. Tell me how this happened. You know,
I read that.
Yeah, you read it, right? So, and he's basically like, we did it all ourselves. We played, you know, 8 hours a day. We played at colleges. We built up this community, and with that community, they built up their leverage, right? So they knew a club owner who happened to be Corin Capshaw, who now runs this massive management company called Red Light. So Corin had the great business sense to say, look at these guys. They're totally doing it. I know some things that they don't know, but the product, this band, is awesome, and I can bring something to them, you know. So he plugged into what they were doing already. So my advice, if you're looking for a manager, or you're looking for a label, and label operates the same way. A label, I didn't finish my thought, but when I was working at a label, we would find bands that had it happening, that were self-sufficient on tour, you know. They're generating income, they're generating more income on tour than they're expending by being on tour, right? So we didn't have to worry about tour support with these guys. They had a major community that we just plug in with already. You know, I'm thinking in particular of this band called The Slip. But a lot of artists that we would sign would have that. They have to be touring, they have to have this base, they have to have support out there. And from a label standpoint, we just want to plug in there and offer things that they can't necessarily get of value. You know, that was what we were thinking about from a label standpoint, you know. But so again, I'm sorry to talk so much here, but my advice is, you know, be awesome, be sure your music is fantastic, build your own community, and people will start to come to you, and get involved with other bands that are happening. Meet the people that are kind of making things happen in your community. And I'm, again, speaking down here at this level, because you got to start where you're at, you know, and then build from there.